You're listening to the Varsity Sports Show, home of Arizona's youth, high school, college sports, and you. Empowering education and enabling dreams. Right here on KDUS AM 1060 in Arizona. And now, welcome to the Varsity Sports Show.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Varsity Sports Show. Vince DeLisio here, live from location of one of our show partners, great partner of ours, Fixed Body Group in Scottsdale. What I want to do is, we just had him call in, so I'd like to bring him on. He's an old friend of mine, and this will likely take upwards of two of our segments this morning. So we're going to bring him on now, introduce him. And get to know him a little bit. Coach Mike Valadez, who's an old friend of mine. He's been in the Valley, grew up here in the Phoenix area, and he's a youth coach. He's a high school football coach. He's a great human being. Coach Mike, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Coach Mike, hey, there he is. How you doing, sir?
Okay. Yourself?
We're okay. We're hanging in there. So I want to set this up because I want to talk a little about you and your history. Now, you grew up here in the Valley. You like many of us that are into sports. You played sports through high school, and in Phoenix, and you got into coaching. You followed your passion and started working in youth football, high school football, doing both. You continue to do it, but you had a little stumbling block along the way. How many years ago was this, and what happened exactly?
January 18, 2019, I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Okay, cancer of the colon, I believe, correct?
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay, and stage 4, and so it meaning that it spread to other parts of your body, and but you decided, you were faced with kind of that fork in the road, and I know, and I could say this, Mike, because I know you well, and I'm not trying to make light of anything, but you had a fork in the road, and you could have decided to go one of either ways. You could have folded up and given up, or you could have kept going and pushed through it. And thankfully, because of what you mean to a lot of people, you decided to power through it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you're still coaching. You have been coaching. Talk to us a little bit about your teams. You guys have won some championships, the Grizzlies, right?
Yeah, that was a while ago, though. Ever since I kind of got sick, I lost not the will or the coach or anything like that. It's just the time being out there is not as much as that it used to be where I would like. But we have
you've had a go ahead.
We have had our stretch of championships. That's not a doubt. We have.
Yeah. So you and you've got a lot of kids and a lot of families that continue to count on you, and you put the program together. Your wife Veronica has been a strong source of support for you, and you guys have continued to power through. Now you're fortunate in that you've got a pretty good coaching staff that has stuck by you through everything too, right?
Correct. Now Coach Anthony, he's one of my Glendale Gaucho coaches. Then Coach Gabriel O'Donnell that played at Maryville. We kind of stuck together. We've been together for close to 10 years now.
Wow.
Going on 10 years.
So, Mike, don't go anywhere because we're up against a hard break here, and I want to bring you back in the next segment. We want to talk to you and hear more of your story and a little bit about your philosophy and what makes you go, what makes you tick. We're joined here at Fixed Body Group in Scottsdale by Dr. Katie Bruckheisen and Fitness Minute. the fitness guru Tyler Mayer, joined on the line by local youth and high school football coach Mike Valadez, who is currently enduring and dealing with stage 4 colon cancer. And we're going to hear more of his story when we come back from the break here on the Summer Spotlight series of the Varsity Sports Show. Folks, don't go away. A lot more to go. We're halfway through the show, and we'll be right back after the break. Go Varsity.
The Varsity Sports Show presents the Summer Spotlight Series, featuring outstanding members of our community. And now, here's Vince.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona, joined at our show partner, Fixed Body Group in Scottsdale, with Dr. Katie Bruckheisen and our Fitness Minute guru, Tyler Mayer. Also on the line, youth and high school football coach Mike Valadez. Coach Valadez joined us in the previous segment, talking a little bit about an incident that occurred that altered his life significantly. He was diagnosed about 2.5 years ago with stage 4 colon cancer, but he continues to push through, to power through with the support of his wife, Veronica, and his children, and other children out there that he continues to coach, both at the youth and high school level, as well as his coaching staff. So, Mike, you still with us?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mike. So let's talk a little bit about some of the days that you're dealing with. I don't, we're not going to sugarcoat anything and say this has been a walk in the park for you, because you've had some pretty difficult days. And you're doing chemotherapy right now, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And what kind of days does that? What kind of challenges does that present to you when you go through the whole process?
Well, these ones are. I got moved to some pills, and they
okay.
say it's 7 days on. Well, I take pills for 7 days. Or was it 21 days, and then I get a 7-day break.
Do you miss you miss a lot of practice? Are you still able to get out there and work with the kids a little bit?
Not lately. I've missed a lot, but with some of the pain management that I've just had to go through, I'm starting to I'll be able to get out there this coming week.
Okay.
It's a little bit different compared to when it was, because a couple months ago I found cancer in my neck, and I had to go through. They had to go in the back of my neck and take that out. I had to do radiation every day for about 8 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. Sometimes the medicine messes with me and I don't remember. But the radiation gets to me, and so.
Mike,
two weeks after that, I ended up having a colostomy bag put in.
Yeah.
So kind of the pain on all that kind of goes in its own direction. I really don't like pain pills.
Yeah. You refuse to give up, though.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of people that are depending on you, that are counting on you. And how many kids do you have now, Mike? Your own children. They're all your kids, all the kids that you've coached through the years. I mean, you're one of the few coaches that I know that after every practice, that your players come up and hug you.
Correct.
And when I went and saw you in the hospital, when all of this started, you had your team was there. Seemed like they were there every day. So
their parents were there probably 2 days, and the kids were there a day. So out of the time I was there, out of the week I was there, the team was there about 3 days out of the week I was there.
Yeah.
But I have 4 kids and a grandchild.
Yeah, you're a grandpa too.
Yes, sir.
So you guys are doing something real special for, I think you have a daughter that's 4 now, right?
Yes.
Okay, you're doing something special for her now, and we were talking about this offline, Tyler and Katie and I, because it's something so unique, and it's I saw Veronica put something out on social media this week. If you don't mind my talking about it, is that you are celebrating every single day that you can. I mean, every day that we all wake up is a gift, and so next year you're doing something real special for your daughter. What are you doing when she turns 5?
Just a regular birthday, having her 5th birthday.
You're doing but when girls turn 15, you have a quinceañera, but you're doing something a little different for her. I think you guys are planning, right?
Correct. I don't know what it's called. I don't know. My wife knows.
It's a quinceañera for a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
So that should be nice. That should be great. Really special. Very, very precious moment. So I want to read something, Mike, because you sent this to me when we started talking about having you on as part of the Summer Spotlight. You sent me something because I asked you, I said, and it was the same question that I posed to you when you got on the line is, you could have chosen one of a couple of directions, and you chose the direction that was the most difficult, and that's to keep going. And you sent me this quote, for lack of a better term, a poem called "The Promise," and these are your words to live by. And I'm going to read this. It's, "I'll never give up, because if I do, then I give up on the ones beside me. I'll never give up, because if I do, then I give up on the ones who believe in me. If the person next to me gets down, I'll pick him up and he the same. I'll never give up. I'll believe in the cause. I'll fight to the end, and we will win. This I promise." How long have you been carrying that around?
About 2002.
Yeah, and there are days when you really get challenged, aren't there? I mean, I can hear it in your voice right now.
Yeah, there is.
And I'm sure that that there's days that you wish you can go another direction, but you continue to power through because so many people are counting on you, and you're a good friend of mine, and I'm counting on you as well, to keep going, because there's a lot of kids that are still looking to you to leadership and to mentoring and the inspiration that you bring to them, as well as your coaches. Where would your coaches be without you? So. You had started talking about some of your coaches. You want to give those guys a shout out, and those guys that have been helping to manage the store with you?
They can't hear right now. They're at football practice.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right, they're at practice. What about Veronica? How many years you guys been together?
Oh man, 15 or 16
wow.
now.
Yeah, there's days that she's challenged with you, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Mike, give us. Is there anything that you can give us to pass along to our listeners? And you talk about the promise, and that some days that we do get challenged, but what's something that you can leave us with?
You never know who's watching.
Never know who's watching.
I always tell my kids that. It could be a recruiter. Excuse me. Could be a recruiter. Could be your principal.
Yeah.
But as a parent, it's always your kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Well, Mike, this is Tyler. Here with the Fitness Minute, and as I was telling Vince, I say, I downplay, things that have happened to me, because there's always somebody, who's dealing with and going through more things, and I can't walk a mile in your shoes. And I tell you, for what it's worth, my man, I'm going to put you on my prayer list, you and your family. And of course, we're pulling for you. So those here at the Varsity Sports Show, you've got some additional prayer warriors and friends here on your side, my man.
Appreciate it.
So, Mike, you've still got the Grizzlies, and you've got the North High School freshman football team that you're still out there working with. You guys going to have some good teams this year? We're going to rack up some wins.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mike.
There you go.
Keep fighting.
Good.
Coach Mike Valadez.
Thank you, guys.
And thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
Mike.
All right. So that's Mike is an old friend of mine, and I don't think I ever saw him smile in the last 25 years I've known him, even before his battle, because he's just a serious guy. He's so wired in, intense, and like he said, you never know who's watching. Yeah. One of my old high school coaches, a gentleman named Pete Kellen, who's long since passed away, he used to talk about living in a fishbowl. You never know who's watching, even when you don't think they're watching, they're watching. And that Mike lives by the promise, fighting to the end, and we will win this, I promise. So, folks, when we come back from the Varsity Sports Show, we will be joined. We're still here at Fixed Body Group, and we're gonna kind of pivot the show a little bit. My old friend, my old high school teammate, Mike Beal, Beachin' with Beal report, folks. Don't go away. We're already 3/4 of the way through the show, and Mike is from some undisclosed location. Keep listening. We'll be back after. You're laughing because Mike. We'll be back after the break here on the Varsity Sports Show, AM 1060 KDUS, Arizona. Go Varsity.